Children, in this lesson, we will learn about multiplication. One day, Golu Panda found an injured bird outside his house. Golu bandaged her wounds and took very good care of her. The bird recovered and gave some apple seeds to Golu before leaving. Golu planted 2 seeds each in 5 pots. Can you tell how many seeds did Golu plant? In all, Golu planted seeds in 5 pots. And how many seeds did he plant in each pot? 2 seeds. Let's find out the total number of seeds by adding these seeds. Add 2 to 2. Again add 2. Again add 2. And finally, 1 more. How many seeds we get? 10 seeds. Each pot has 2 seeds, and there are 5 such pots. We can write it as 5 times 2, or we can also write it as 5 multiplied with 2. The next day, Golu saw that big trees had grown from those seeds. When Golu saw the trees after a few days, he was unable to believe his eyes. Golden apples were growing on those trees. Golu was very happy to see this. Babban wanted to know the secret behind Golu becoming so rich suddenly. Golu narrated the entire story. The next day, Babban injured the bird by laying a trap. Then he took care of the bird just like Golu, and the bird recovered. Before leaving, the bird gave some seeds to Babban too. Babban planted 5 seeds each in 3 pots. Can you tell how many seeds did Babban plant in total? 5 plus 5 and plus 5. What numbers do we get? Yes, Babban planted 15 seeds in total. Now, how can we write it in a different form? 3 times 5, or 3 multiplied with 5. Children, if Babban had planted 3 seeds each in 5 pots, then can you write this by using multiplication? Yes, we can write it as 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. And finally, 1 more 3 equals to 15, or 5 multiplied by 3, or 5 multiplied with 3. We can write it like this. After planting the seeds, Babban was dreaming of golden apples at night. Suddenly, he heard a blast. When Babban went out to check, all his pots had broken. Once again, Babban became victim of greed. Children, in this lesson, we learnt how to multiply by adding repeatedly. In the next 2 lessons, we will see some more of its interesting examples. Children, in the last lesson, we learned how to multiply by repeated addition. In this lesson, we will see some of its interesting examples. Golu Panda's banana orchards reaped a good harvest this season. He thought that he can earn a lot of money by selling these bananas in the market. At the same time, Chanda Squirrel too had set up her flower stall. Golu had arranged 6 groups of 12 bananas each in this way. Children, can you write the number of bananas Golu had in the form of multiplication? 12 added to 12, again add 12, again add 12, again add 12, and finally add one more 12. How much is that? 72. Can you write this in another way? 6 times 12, or 6 multiplied with 12. At the same time, Chanda was selling 5 bunches of 7 flowers each. Children, can you tell the total number of flowers Chanda was selling? 5 times 7, or 5 multiplied with 7. We can write it like this. Now, how will we do this by using the method of addition? 7 added to 7, again add 7, again add 7, and finally add one more 7. So what is the total number of flowers? 35 flowers. The day turned into evening, but Golu couldn't sell a single banana. On the other hand, Chanda was happily going home as she sold all her flowers. Appu Elephant noticed the sad Golu and bought 12 bananas from him. Next day, there was a long queue at Appu's sweet shop. Golu was shocked to see this crowd. Just then, Appu came to his cart and gave Golu a sweet box and thanked him. Golu was confused. Then Appu told him that he had made a sweet from the 12 bananas that he bought from Golu, and everyone liked the sweet a lot. And now there are so many people visiting his shop today. Appu used 2 bananas for each sweet box, and he made 5 such boxes. Can you complete this table and tell how many bananas did Appu use in total? This is absolutely correct answer. Appu used 5 multiplied by 2, that is 10 bananas. So Appu bought all the bananas from Golu that day. Golu went home very, very happy. Children, in this lesson, we saw an interesting example of multiplication with repeated addition. Children, in this lesson, we will look at some interesting concepts related to multiplication by repeated addition. Do you remember the Raju's and Bablu's magical glasses? Today, once again, they wore their glasses and moved out to have some fun. Come, let's see what they see through their glasses. First, Raju and Bablu have arrived at Gaggu Rhino's toy shop. There is a box of balls there. In the box, the balls are placed in 4 vertical and 5 horizontal compartments. Raju wore his glasses and looked at the box. He saw a multiplication like this. Now Bablu wore his glasses and looked at the box. He saw a multiplication like this. Is this possible? Is the multiplication seen through Bablu's and Raju's glasses the same? Come, let's look at Raju's multiplication. Here Raju saw 5 horizontal compartments and 4 balls in each compartment. 4 multiplied by 5. Can you write this in another way? 4 times 5. Now, how will we write it in addition form? By adding 5 4 times like this. So, what is the total number of balls? 20. Come, now let's look at Bablu's multiplication. Here Bablu saw 4 big compartments and 5 balls in each compartment. 5 multiplied by 4. Now how can we write this? 5 times 4. And how to write in addition form? Adding 4 5 times like this. So how many balls do you get? This is also 20. The multiplication seen through both Raju and Bablu's glasses were exactly the same. Children, isn't it interesting? We can write any multiplication in 2 ways like this, and its answer will always be the same. Bablu and Raju were very excited seeing the multiplication magic of their glasses. They didn't realize that they had reached the park. In the park, 5 birds were sitting on a branch of a tree. This time, Bablu looked at the tree through his glasses first. He saw this multiplication. Suddenly the birds flew, and now there was 1 bird on 5 separate branches. Raju wore his glasses and looked at the tree. He saw this multiplication. Did Raju see the same number of birds as Bablu? Let's look at Bablu's multiplication first. 5 multiplied by 1. How can we write this using addition? Yes, we can add 1 5 times. So how many birds in total? 5. Now let's look at Raju's multiplication. 1 multiplied by 5. Can we write it using addition? No. Why so? Because 1 multiplied by 5 is 1 times 5, which gives you 5. Raju saw as many birds as Bablu. Both of them saw 5 birds. Now, as they walked around, Raju and Bablu reached Golu Panda's dairy. There they saw bottles placed in a tray like this. The tray had 5 vertical slots and 5 horizontal slots. This time, both Raju and Bablu wore their glasses together and looked at the tray. But what is this? They saw the same multiplication through their glasses. Both were shocked. How is it possible? What will happen if we write the multiplication of vertical slots, 5 vertical slots, and 5 bottles in each slot. That means 5 times 5 or 5 multiplied by 5. And if we write the multiplication of horizontal slots, 5 horizontal slots and 5 bottles in each slot. Once again the same, 5 times 5 or 5 multiplied by 5. Therefore, both Raju and Bablu's glasses are absolutely fine, and the multiplication shown by them were also same. Can you now find the solution to this multiplication? Absolutely right. There were a total of 25 bottles. Raju and Bablu went around the village happily dancing away. Children, in this lesson, we looked at some interesting concepts related to multiplication by repeated addition. Hello children, in this lesson, we will learn the tables of 2, 3, 4. One day, Bunny Rabbit, Kittu Kangaroo and Babban Monkey got lost in the jungle. They reached near a swamp while looking for their way. They saw some stones like this in the swamp. First, Bunny tried to cross the swamp. He jumped 2 steps in one jump and reached the second stone. Then he took another jump and reached which stone? On the 4th stone. In the 3rd jump, Bunny will reach on which stone 2 steps ahead? On 6th stone. This way, jump after jump, Bunny moved 2 steps ahead in every jump and in the end crossed over to the other side of the swamp from the 20th stone. Children, do you find something unique in Bunny's jumps? 2 is being added to every jump of Bunny. And what did we learn in the previous lesson? Repeated addition can also be written in the form of multiplication. Like this, another unique thing has been made. Can you guess what it is? It becomes the table of 2. Seeing Bunny, now Kittu Kangaroo has also gathered courage. Kittu can take 3 steps in one jump. First, he took one jump and reached the 3rd stone. Now, he took another jump, reached 3 steps ahead, and further reached which step? On the 6th stone. Now, Kittu will reach which stone after taking the 3rd jump? On the 9th stone. Kittu reached the 21st stone in his 7th jump, got down from there and crossed the swamp easily. Children, can you tell that if Kittu could take the 8th, 9th and 10th jump, which stone would he reach? On 24th, 27th and 30th stone. And children, now if we write it in the form of multiplication, then what will we get? Absolutely right, the table of 3. Now Kittu and Bunny had crossed the swamp, but Babban was still on the other side of the swamp. Suddenly all the stones on the swamp got buried inside the swamp. Just then Babban's eye ventured above the swamp. Some creepers were hanging there. Babban thought that he could cross the swamp by hanging on the creepers. Babban can cross 4 creepers in one jump. He took the first jump and hung to the 4th creeper. Now can you make the table of 4 by adding 4 to each of Babban's jump? Oh wow! Table of 4 is ready! And like this, by jumping from one creeper to another, Babban also crossed the swamp. Bunny, Kittu and Babban searched for a way and came out of the jungle. Children, in this lesson, we learned the tables of 2, 3 and 4. Today, Big Mouth Duck Uncle is teaching Chanda to make a unique boat and along with it teaching the tables of 5, 6 and 10. Come, let us also learn these tables with Chanda. Uncle has kept some wood and ropes here.
Chanda, my child, come, let's make a unique boat. We will first learn the table of 5 while making the boat, and therefore we will keep 5 words standing like this.
Chanda placed 5 wood pieces on the ground like this.
Now we will place 1 wood horizontally like this. And we will tie a rope at the joints where the horizontal piece cuts the vertical pieces. This is 1 multiplied with 5.
Children, can you count the total joints and tell how many these are? 5.
This is very easy. Just keep adding the horizontal words and keep counting the total joints. Your boat and table both will keep building.
Chanda started dancing happily. Chanda thanked Uncle and went with her unique boat to sail in the river. Chanda was humming the table of 5 while sailing in her boat.
5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 fives are 25, 5 sixes are 30, 5 sevens are 35, 5 eights are 40, 5 nines are 45, 5 tens are 50.
Appu saw her sailing in her boat on the river. He asked Chanda to teach him to make the boat and the table of 10. Children, to teach Appu the table of 10, how many sticks should Chanda use? 10. Now what should we do to start building the boat and the table of 10? We have to place 1 wood horizontally. Now, how much is 1 multiplied with 10? 10. What should we do next? We'll add 1 more wood piece. Now, 2 multiplied with 10 is 20. Chanda added words just like us and built the table of 10 like this. And Appu's boat is ready. Now Chanda and Appu
both sailed their boats on the river and started for their homes humming the table of 10. Come children, let's repeat the table of 10 with them. 10 ones are 10, 10 twos are 20, 10 threes are 30, 10 fours are 40, 10 fives are 50, 10 sixes are 60, 10 sevens are 70, 10 eights are 80, 10 nines are 90, 10 tens are 100. Children, can you build the table of 6 by using the method taught by Uncle? Make it in your notebook by drawing lines. Oh wow! The table of 6 is ready. Now you can hum the table of 6 in a unique tune with your friends. Exactly like Chanda. Children, in this lesson, we learned the table of 5, 6 and 10. In the next lesson, we will learn some unique uses of tables. Hello children, let's learn to use the tables. One day, a lot of fruits had grown in Chanda's garden. She thought, why not take 4 bananas each for her friends Appu, Golu and Babban? Children, can you tell how many bananas should Chanda take? Appu, Golu and Babban are how many friends in total? 3. Now, how many bananas are to be taken for each friend? 4. Chanda has to take 4 bananas each for 3 friends. We can write it like this: 3 times 4 bananas. Now, how will we write it in the form of multiplication? 3 multiplied by 4. Children, can you write its answer by using the table of 4? Absolutely right. Chanda will have to take 12 bananas for her 3 friends. Chanda filled 12 bananas in a basket and she started walking in her garden. Chanda collected a lot of mangoes from her mango tree and tied them in bunches of 6 mangoes each. Chanda now has 8 such bunches. Can you tell how many mangoes has Chanda collected in total? Chanda has got 8 bunches and every bunch has 6 mangoes in it. How will we write this? 8 times 6. Now, how will we write it as multiplication? 8 multiplied by 6. Now, using the table of 6, they become 48. Chanda collected a total of 48 mangoes. Now Chanda had to pick coconuts from a coconut tree, but the tree was very high. Therefore, she called Babban for help. Babban told Chanda that he would take 5 rupees for picking each coconut. Chanda had to get a total of 7 coconuts picked. Now Chanda is thinking, how much money will she have to pay to Babban? Children, you have solved this correctly. Chanda will have to give 35 rupees to Babban. Chanda collected the coconuts and gave money to Babban. Now both of them went to rest under a tree. Children, in this lesson, we learned to use tables. Children, in this lesson, we will learn how to use multiplication. There was a beautiful dense forest outside Champapur. All the animals lived there in perfect harmony. One day, some wolves came there to live. They started torturing all the animals, especially the tiny ants. The ants were irritated by the terror of the wolf, and one day they warned the wolves to stay away. The wolf started laughing at them. The next day, when the wolf came to trouble the ants, he could not see even a single ant there. The wolf waited for long and fell asleep under a tree. Actually, this was a well thought out plan by the ants. They formed 3 groups and each group had 32 ants. All the ants were hiding behind the tree. Can you tell how many ants were there in all? How do we write it in the form of multiplication? 3 times 32 is, but we do not know the multiplication table of 32. What we will get if we split 32? 30 and 2. We will write in this way. What is the number we have to multiply 32 with? 3. We will write 3 here like this. Now we will multiply the first 2 by 3. 3 times 2 is 6. We will write this answer here. Now we will multiply 30 by 3. 3 times 30 is 90. We write this answer here. Now it's very easy. On adding 6 and 90, we get 96. This way, we got our answer. 3 times 32 is 96. Okay? There were total of 96 ants. When the wolf fell asleep, the ants attacked him the whole night. Every group bit him severely. The wolf ran away from there in pain. But he told the ants that he would bring 3 more of his friends the next day. The ants got scared, but they decided to fight till the end with the wolves. Now they are thinking, if 96 ants were needed for 1 wolf, how many ants would they need to attack 4 wolves? Can you help the ants by solving this multiplication question? Let's do it together. How do we split 96? 90 and 6. What shall we do now? We will first multiply 6 of 96 by 4. 4 times 6 is 24. We will write this answer here. Now we will multiply 90 by 4. 4 times 90. How do we find it?
Just by placing a 0 next to the answer of 4 times 9, which is 36, we will get the answer 360. We will write this answer here. Now it is very easy. If we add 24 to 360, what do we get? 384. Doing this, we got the answer to our question 4 times 96, which is 384. A total of 384 ants will be required. The next day, the wolf came there with 3 of his friends. This time, the wolves looked behind the tree, but they could not see the ants there. Waiting for the ants, the wolves fell asleep under the tree. This time, the 384 ants were hiding on top of the tree. As soon as the wolves fell asleep, they attacked them fiercely and severely wounded the wolves by biting them. The wolves fled from there with their tail between their legs and never returned back. Children, in this lesson, we learnt a method of multiplication. We will see some interesting examples of this in the next lesson. Hello children! In the last lesson, we learned the process of multiplication. In this lesson, we will see some interesting examples on this. Everyone has gone to the fair. The fair has a variety of entertainment. There is a huge Ferris wheel in the fair. This Ferris wheel can seat 22 people at a time. The Ferris wheel operates 12 times a day. Raju and Bablu are looking at this Ferris wheel. Raju asked Bablu, "How many people can sit in this Ferris wheel in a day?" Children, can you find the answer to Raju's question? At a time, 22 people can sit in it. And the Ferris wheel operates 12 times a day. How do we write this in the form of multiplication? 12 times 22. But we have only learned to multiply a 2-digit number with a single-digit number. How do we calculate this now? Come, let us learn to multiply two 2-digit numbers. How can we split 12, 10 and 2? We will write it this way. And how can we now split 22, 20 and 2? We will write it this way. Now we first multiply the 2 of 12 by 20 of 22. 20 times 2 is 40. We will write this answer here. Now we multiply 10 by 20. 20 times 10 is 200. We will write this answer here. Now we multiply 2 of 22 by 2 of 12. That's 2 times 2 is 4. Finally, multiply 2 of 22 by 10 of 12. What would we get? 20. Now it's very easy. Adding 200, 40, 20 and 4 is our answer 264.
Following this method, we got 12 times 22 is 264. Got it. A total of 264 people can sit in the Ferris wheel in a day. While going around the fair, Raju and Bablu stopped at the game stall, which had the balloon bursting game. Bablu asked Raju, why not buy themselves and for their friends tickets to this game? Bablu and Raju counted the number of people. Including both of them, there are 17 people. The cost of one ticket for the balloon burst game is rupees 15. Raju and Bablu are unable to calculate how much money they will have to pay to buy the required number of tickets. Come children, let us help Bablu and Raju once again. This time, let's learn to perform this multiplication using a different process. First, we will write multiplication this way. Now, we will multiply 5 of 15 by 7 of 17. Did you get it? 35. Can we write both the digits of 35 as a single digit number? No. So, what shall we do now? We will use carryover to write 3 of 35 as a carryover and write the 5 in units place like this. Now, we multiply 1 of 17 by 5 of 15. Got it? 5. But we also have 3 of the previous carryover. So what shall we do now? We will add 3 and 5 to find the answer. Done? 8. We will write it like this. Now we will cancel the carried over 3 so that we don't make a mistake of counting them again. Now we will multiply the 1 of 15 by the digits of 17 from right to left. We will write it in the second row. Before starting the multiplication process, we write a 0 like this in the unit space. First we multiply 1 by 7. Is it done? 7. We will write it like this. Now finally, 1 is multiplied by 1. That's 1. We will write it like this. Now it's very easy. Simply add 170 to 85. What do we get? 255. Doing this, we get our answer 17 15s are 255. Raju and Bablu will have to pay a total of 255 rupees. Raju and Bablu and their friends had a lot of fun at the fair. Children, in this lesson we have seen some interesting examples on the process of multiplication. In the next video, we will see some common mistakes we make in the process of multiplication. Hello children! In the previous lesson, we saw some interesting examples on the process of multiplication. In this lesson, we will cover some common mistakes related to multiplication. Today is Sher Khan's birthday. He has invited everyone for his party. Sher Khan placed the chairs for the rabbits
very close to the cake as they were his best friends. The rabbits were to sit in groups of 32, and 20 such groups were to come. Sher Khan estimated the total number of rabbits attending his party. When all the rabbits took their seats, 32 seats were lying vacant. Now Sher Khan is wondering why 32 of his rabbit friends didn't attend the party. Children, what do you think? Is Sher Khan right? Yes, Sher Khan is wrong. He made a mistake while multiplying. Can you tell me what was the mistake Sher Khan made? Sher Khan made a mistake while multiplying by 0. So, how do we find the right answer? Well done, children. You have found the answer to this correctly. Only 640 rabbits were to arrive at the party. While calculating, Sher Khan made a mistake and he counted 32 more. Therefore, those seats were left empty. Monkeys were also present in the party. There were 13 monkeys in total, and each monkey needed 5 bananas. Let's see how the monkeys found the total number of bananas needed. Now, when they started distributing bananas, they realized they were short by 10 bananas. Can you tell where the monkeys went wrong? Yes, the monkey forgot to add the carryover 1 of 15 while multiplying. Can you find the correct answer by fixing this mistake? Yes, you have solved it absolutely correctly. All the guests had a lot of fun in the party. Hope you also enjoy learning more about multiplication. Children, in this lesson, we have seen some common mistakes related to the process of multiplication.
Children, in this lesson, we will see some fun patterns of multiplication. Raju and Bablu are roaming in the market. Raju asks Appu the price of laddu. Appu told Raju that the price of laddu is 9 rupees per laddu. Raju quickly gave 18 rupees to Appu and took 2 laddus. Bablu was shocked. How Raju did this multiplication so quickly? Raju replied that he knows the magic of mathematics. Bablu could not understand anything. Bablu told Raju that he too wants to learn the magic of mathematics. Kids, do you also want to learn some math magic? Let us also learn with Bablu. First, Raju is teaching Bablu the easy way to memorize the table of 2 and 8. Raju is first referring to 2's table. He wrote these patterns in a table: 2, 4, 6, 8, 0 in 2 lines. Now he wrote 0 in this way in front of 2, 4, 6 and 8 in 4 cells of the first line. And finally wrote a 1 like this next to the written 0. Now he wrote 1 in this way next to 2, 4, 6 and 8 out of the second line. And finally, he wrote 2 in this way next to 0. Children, did you see any magic? Yes, and that's a table of 2 right here. Now Raju is telling Bablu that he can easily make a table of 8 using a similar pattern. Raju once again made such a table. Now he filled these patterns in both lines: 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. Now in front of the digits written in the first line, Raju wrote 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this way. Then in front of the digits written in the second line, he wrote 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in this way. And the table of 8 was ready. Bablu excitedly told Raju that this magic math was great fun. Does any other table also show some patterns for easy memorization? Do you also want to see more math magic with Bablu? Raju tells Bablu that he can also tell him an easy pattern to memorize the tables of 3 and 7. Kids, do you know the game of cross and zero? Raju first designed the game of cross and zero in this way. He wrote the numbers from 1 to 9 in this pattern in the framework. Raju wrote 0 in front of the digits in the first line, 1 written next to the second line digit, and 2 written next to the digits of the third line. Bablu started dancing happily. Do you know why? Because he could see the table of 3 here. Now Raju made a structure similar to the table of 3 for a table of 7. But this time, Raju started writing numbers from 1 to 9 from this box. Then, next to the digits written in the first line, he wrote 0, 1, 2. Then next to the digits in the second line, he wrote 2, 3, 4. And in front of the digits of the third line, he wrote 4, 5, 6. Here we have our table of 7 ready. Bablu was so happy to learn these unique patterns of memorizing tables. And he also bought Raju 2 more laddus from Appu's shop. Children, in this lesson, we have seen some fun patterns of multiplication. Children, in the previous lesson, we saw how Raju gave Bablu an easy way to memorize the tables with some unique patterns. Would you like to learn some more such patterns? Let's learn. Let us see 2 unique patterns to memorize the table of 9 easily. To make a multiplication table of 9, first write the numbers in decreasing order from 9 to 0 in this way. Now, write a number like this from 0 to 9 next to these numbers. Isn't that easy? We can easily multiply any multiplication of 9 on our fingers in another way. Suppose we have to do 7 times 9. We have to find the answer of 7 times 9 here. So we will bend our 7th finger in this way. Now, how many fingers are there on the left side of the bent finger? 6. In this way, we will write it in a tens digit place. Now, how many fingers are there on the right side of the bent finger? 3. We will write this in a ones digit place like this. We found our answers. 7 times 9 equals 63. In this easy way, we can quickly find any multiplication that falls in the 9's table. You can also try this method with your friends. Kids, do you want to learn the patterns of memorizing the tables of 5 and 10 easily? Let us first look at the pattern of easy memorization of 5's table. First, we will write the digits from 0 to 6 twice this way. Now, we will write 05, 05, these patterns behind these digits. Did you recognize the pattern? Yes, it is the multiplication table of 5. Isn't it easy? Let us now learn the easy process of memorizing the table of 10. First, we will write 0 in this way 10 times. Now, next to these zeros, we will write the numbers from 1 to 10 like this. What do you see here, children? Yes, our 10 table is ready. Children, now you can memorize the tables very quickly using these easy patterns. In this lesson, we learned some more interesting patterns of multiplication.